Hi guys, welcome to English Speaking Practice, a channel where you learn everything that is related to English language, a channel that helps you become more fluent and get better at your English one day at a time, one lesson at a time. My name is Krish. You can call me Krish. I am your spoken English trainer. This channel is brought to you by Cambridge Veritas. Let's get started. What do we have in today's lesson? Have you ever seen these words before? These words are when or as soon as. Before I start this lesson, I want to ask you a very simple question. And the question is, what is the primary difference between these two words? When and as soon as. If it is same, that's fine as well. But what do you think? When you think about it for the first time, what is the primary difference between them? Why don't you let me know in the comments below as we start this lesson? Take a moment to think, because this is what we're going to be looking at. In this lesson, we'll look at a lot of connectors. First of all, we'll understand the difference between when and as soon as. Then we're going to be looking at a lot of other connecting words in English, such as to begin with, eventually, and a host of other words for that matter. And then after that, we will have some live practice as well. And I have a teeny weeny assignment as well for you. So let's get started with today's class. This lesson is the difference between when and as soon as, and a lot of other advanced connectors. So let's start. Here we go. The first thing that we need to understand is these words, they're called time expressions. One more time, repeat after me. What are they called? They're called time expressions. Bravo, wonderful. So that's point number one. Point number two, as I told you in the beginning of the lesson, the meaning is actually almost the same. But there's a but here. Here we go. Whenever you use the word as soon as, listen carefully. Whenever you use the word as soon as here, you're able to see it right on the lesson. Let me just change the color. Bear with me. Yep. So the only difference is whenever you use the phrase as soon as, it primarily suggests something that is more immediate or something that is more important. I repeat, something that is more immediate or something that is a little more important than using the word when. So that's the basic understanding about these two words. If you understand this, show me a big thumbs up on the lesson. All right, if you understand this basic thing between the two. So the next time you're using the phrase and you want to suggest something more important, something more immediate, I would rather say try using and saying as soon as rather than when, because it suggests something that's got a more immediacy, or I'm not sure if that is a word, but something that's got a lot more urgency to it than when. Okay, so that's point number one. Let's have a look at some examples. So example number one, I'll call my uncle when I get home. You can say like this, that's totally fine. But you can also say, if you want to express a little more urgency, I'll call my uncle as soon as I get home. So it just suggests, okay, there's something more important that's happening in the background. So you want to just show that sense of urgency and something that is important, more important than just saying the sentence in a regular tone. All right. Another example is, as soon as you finish this exercise, you can go home. A lot of the times our teachers are, strict masters, right? They often talk to us like this. Sometimes fitness trainers also talk like this. When you finish this exercise, you can go home. So in both of these sentences, we're using them interchangeably, but I hope you do understand the difference, the subtle difference of using as soon as opposed to when. All right. But there's a common mistake. And this is a common mistake that whilst I was preparing this lesson, I saw that this common mistake is not widely discussed on YouTube. So I thought of bringing it here for you. Are you ready? So the mistake is, first of all, I want to show you the correct sentence. I'll see you when I get there. When you talk like this is totally correct. But the problem is, never speak like this. I'll see you. Sorry, this sentence was different. I'll see you when I will get there. I'll see you when I will get there. If you look at this, I'm unnecessarily using the word, sorry about that. I'm unnecessarily using the word will here. It is extra. We also call it redundant. It is not necessary. Why? Because of the rule. Read the rule after me or with me. Do not add a future form. So we do not add, okay, it's not showing here. We do not add a future form after as soon as, when we use as soon as, or when we use the word when. So remember this, it is supremely important, extremely important, and a very subtle mistake that a lot of people make. I've seen big directors in our corporate trainings that we keep on doing at Cambridge Veritas. I've seen a lot of big directors and senior managers also of many big companies continuously making these errors. It's a common slip, but the idea is to understand that there is redundancy. Can you see? We're using will here as well. We're using will here as well. It is wrong. So remember this. This is the most important slide in my opinion for today's lesson. Okay? If you understand this, give me a big heart in the comments below. A very important point that we have discussed in this lesson. A lot of students make this mistake in competitive exams, whilst talking, whilst writing, and in their daily professional life as well. So something that we need to avoid. Okay? So this was about when and as soon as. Let us now look at something equally important. Are you ready? I'm now going to show you some connectors. There are 4 different situations. The first situation that I want to show you is, imagine you're talking about 2 different actions that happened, and one thing happened after another. So for example, I am teaching the lesson. When the lesson is over, I'll sit down and I'll have some coffee. So one thing happened right after another, correct? So in such cases, what do we use? Let's have a look at it. The first example is, we met the others in the cafe, and then, and after that, and afterwards. So there are 3 words or phrases we are using. We went to the match. So if you see, we are using then, after that, and afterwards. They all have same meaning. The only difference is, then is a little bit casual, daily English. After that is slightly semi-formal, and afterwards is a definite formal phrase. So depending on the situation, when you want to talk about what you did first and then what you did, you can use either of these phrases in English language. Yeah? Which one would you prefer? Keep talking with me in the comments below. I'll keep on asking a lot of questions. I want to make sure that we are connecting personally whilst we are learning this lesson. This is not just let's not think of it as a random video that's available on YouTube. Let's make sure that we're connecting on a personal level in the comments below if you want. And if there's something that you're saying that I like, or something that needs correcting, I'll make sure that I reply to your comment. All right. So this is one example. Besides these 3 phrases, you can say, after my visit to New York, I decided to have a rest. So you can use the phrase, the word after. You must have seen it at a lot of places. So what are you doing? You're basically talking about, it's just a different style of speaking. This is style number 1. This is style number 2. A lot of people speak like this, but the situation is the same. One thing happened after, oops, just happened, sorry. One thing happened. There's something wrong with this. 1 second. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. So one thing happened after another. So this is what the focus of the lesson is. So this is style 1 and this is style 2. Let's have a look at style number 3 now. We had something to eat before going out. So before is another word, or I should say another style in which people speak to talk about what was the first thing that happened and then what was the second thing that happened. I'll read these sentences one more time. I want you to read these sentences with me and actually tell me in the comments below which style do you think you like more. Personally speaking, I like to speak in style number 1 because I think that that's been my habit for a very, very long time. I sort of switched from here. When you're a basic and beginner speaker, you tend to speak like style number 2 and then you sort of move to style number 1. All right, so let's quickly read it. Read with me. We met the others in the cafe, and then, and after that, and afterwards, we went to the match. Style 2. After my visit to New York, I decided to have a rest. We had something to eat before going out. All right, wonderful. Can you try making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences in the comments below using these phrases? Let's see. You'll be able to see how you're actually progressing into using English in written form as well as spoken form from basic to actually advanced. Yep. All right. So this was situation number 1. Situation number 2 is whenever you share stories with people or whenever you report a piece of information, there can be multiple actions in it. So sequence of action is what I'm basically talking about here. So when you talk about sequence of action, there are 4 things that you can use. Repeat after me. First of all, after that, then, and finally. I have a short story here in which I'm using these time expressions. What do we call them? We call them connectors in basic English, but if you want to be precise, we actually call them time connectors or time expressions. So I have a short story here. First, we spent a few days in London, or first of all, we spent a few days in London. After that, or then, we drove to the beach. Finally, we went back to India. So can you see, there's actually a sequence of actions that's going on here. So when you report a piece of information, an incident, a memory, etc., so many times, even what I'm doing right now is a sequence of actions only in this lesson. So everything is rather a sequence of action, I should say. So we actually end up using these phrases, but there can be better and more advanced alternatives of these, but these are good to start with. Okay, so the next time you are delivering a presentation and you want to give a sequence of action, you want to report something, start with first of all, or something like first off, after that, then, finally. This is also a trick for delivering presentations, do you know? So you always start, you divide it in 4 parts. What happened first, how did it develop, then what happened, and what happened in the end. So this is called the development of a presentation, and it's an easy trick that a lot of people like to use as well. You can actually use it too. Okay, perfect. Let's move on. Now, this is the next one. You're talking about 2 different types of situations. What happened in the beginning and what happened in the end. The first point and the last point. Okay, so I have a few examples here for you. So when you're starting a story or you're just starting to speak, you can start by using the phrase at first. Repeat after me. At first. Or you can say to begin with. Repeat after me. To begin with. So these 2 can be used when you're actually starting the story. But what if you're actually ending the story? What do you do then? You can say eventually, or you can say, in the end. There are some examples of it. At first, the two girls got on very well when they shared the flat. Or to begin with, they're sharing the story of two girls who shared once an accommodation or a flat together. So to start the story, you're using at first or to begin with. Now, when you're developing it, you can say, but after a while, they started arguing. And in the end, you can say, finally, eventually, or in the end, Seema walked out and found a new place. So can you see how a sequence of action is developing with the starting point and the ending point? Starting point is at first or to begin with. Whenever you're talking, whenever you're talking in professional communication, basically, and you're trying to deliver a professional talk, always start with at first, or you can start it with to begin with as well. And the ending could be eventually or in the end. All right. Excellento. Bravo. So this was the next situation. And the last one is, sometimes you have to justify yourself and you have to give a list of reasons. So I have two different situations for you. When you introduce reason number one and when you add more reasons to it. So when you give reason number one, you can say, firstly, repeat after me, firstly, for one thing. This is a very interesting phrase, and this is one of my favorite phrases. For one thing. A lot of people do not use it when they are improving their English. At advanced level, everybody uses it. So repeat after me. For one thing, add an emotion to it, a sense of, for one thing. Very good. Again, the next one, for a start. Excellent, very good. Similarly, to add further reasons to it, you can say, repeat after me, secondly, besides, anyway. Very good. Now, let's understand this better with the help of a conversation. There are only 4 sentences that I've written here, so let's read it together. Let's try reading this together. So when I speak, you speak as well, okay? Or if you want to just simply listen, that's fine too. What's wrong with the new dress? B. Firstly, it's a horrible color. And secondly, I don't think it suits her. A. Why can't we go out tonight? Well, for one thing, it's like saying to start with. For one thing, or for a start, I've got a lot of work. And now you're adding further reason. And besides, I can't afford it. And anyway, I can't afford it. So can you see the tonality changes slightly when you're actually using the phrase besides and anyway, but essentially they are being used here to add further reason. Isn't it? Now, this was all that we had for input in today's lesson. Now, we have live practice. Are you ready? Throughout the lesson, if you've had any questions, and that's totally fine. If you have questions, which is great, feel free to put those questions in the comments below and I'll make sure that I respond to them as soon as possible. Okay, here we go. Please have a look. So the game is, I've written a list of phrases in the panel, in the yellow panel here for us. The game is very simple. We have to find 5 more pairs of words or phrases that are similar in meaning. We have to find 5 of them. So the first one is done for us as an example. We have then is similar to after that. Now at this point, I want you to pause the video and try doing this exercise yourself and put your answers in the comments below. I'm anyway discussing the answers here simultaneously, so you will be able to see and sort of check if your answers match with my answers. Okay, so let's begin. Now I'm going to write for one thing. For one thing here matches with, which one do you think it matches with? For one thing is used when something starts or begins. It matches with this one, which is to begin with. They are both same. All right. Now let's move to the next one. Besides. So I'm going to write besides here. Besides matches with, which one do you think is the answer? Besides matches with. Beside, again, is to give one more reason. So it could be la de la de la. For one thing, when, besides, finally, at first, for a start, in the end, to begin with, as soon as, anyway. I think in this context, I see that besides could be added with anyway. It should ideally be moreover. I'm writing it here. Moreover. But I have not put it here. So, but I'm just adding this so that you know that moreover is another version of it. And besides that, let's take the next one, which is finally. Okay. Finally here matches with, not at first. So it is for a start, at first, in the end. It matches with in the end. Okay. And the last one, we have as soon as. As soon as matches with. What do you think? Have we done at first? Not that. As soon as matches with when. That's what the lesson was about today, correct? We have not done at first but. So at first is pending. So which one do you think it would possibly match with at first? When is done, besides is done, finally is done. Yep, after that is done. For a start. Yep, after that, at first matches with for a start. Is that what you guys have written as well? Yep. Wonderful. And anyway. Anyway, have we added anyway anywhere? No, we haven't. But anyway could be used to give further reason because that's what we understood in the lesson today. So, oh yes, we have added it here anyway. All right, perfect. So, bingo. These are all the answers for the words. It can be slightly tricky, right? Yeah, I hope you were able to find the answers as well. There is another exercise for you. This is extra practice. Look at the sentences. Take a screenshot or a picture of this. Choose the correct word to complete the sentences. Sometimes both are right. I have 8 sentences here, and there are 2 options that are given. You have to read the sentence and decide which option is right and tell me the answers in the comments below. All right. Thank you so much. Before we end the lesson, can you quickly tell me what did you learn in this lesson? You can simply write I learned. It's a reflection. So you can write reflection, I learned, and then complete that sentence in the comments below. What was that one thing that was the most important for you? It can be different for different people. What you learned today in this lesson. This lesson was all about time expressions. But if you want to have extra advanced English speaking practice, then I've attached a link of this very interesting and important video for you. Make sure that you watch it. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Thank you so much for being a part of this lesson with me. God bless, take care, and I'll see you guys in another lesson and with another video. If you're new to the channel and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you do. A lot more coming. God bless and take care. Bye-bye.